I'm so excited. We finally get to see the water flow. So this is snowmelt plus some rain. Can't see super clearly. I might get back there, but it's really nicely shaped. This pool in the center. And then here's the planned outlet. And if I move down, you can see it's really flowing. Really flowing like an actual stream. So, let's see what happened. Let's see where it flowed. Let's see how it flowed. So this part is fantastic. I mean, look at these stones. Like they're just made for this. Beautiful. Just like a rocky stream bed. You can actually hear it trickling. Okay, here's where the rocky stream bed ends. And we have pawpaw trees. Over the past year, we had one flooding incident at the beginning of the year. Since then, all of the brushwood has been laid, and the piles of wood chips have been laid down in order to check the water and shape the water and redirect the water. So there's an actual stream here. So this is held up really nicely. You see this is a big pawpaw tree with some baby pawpaw trees, and this path edging is held up quite well. I think that's good. Okay, now here this actual wood chip path has become a stream bed. That big log there is doing a great job. Let me just take a moment to look over here at our hugel beds. There's really no water flow. So nothing to say. Looking at this, the water got redirected by this log, this set of logs, out into the front, where it swept back around and has resulted in significant erosion. Okay, this is another pawpaw tree. It's doing fine. It's sitting there in a nice pool. Apparently that's a happy place for pawpaw trees. You can see in front of it, towards the outside of the park, the path has basically been washed away. And water is coming through onto this part of the path from two areas. See, the main stream is farther out. The smaller stream is coming from inside here. Here is really flowing. Okay, so this log right here, I think it got moved by the, either it got moved by the water or the wood chips got swept away, because I don't remember it being exposed like that. Overall, I'd say that held up pretty well. You know, if the water stopped right now, there wouldn't be a gully. Like, you wouldn't have to step over something. You could still walk across this path. Now, let's see what's happening. So, because here are the new hugel beds, and we put, you know, had quite a bit of conversation about where they should go. So we have this stream coming through here, is going through a small stand of pawpaw trees, which is mulberry. There's the big pawpaw. There's a small stand of pawpaws. This is a serious stream. There's a lot of erosion right here. It's actually taken all the wood chips away. We have a little waterfall when it's coming off the log. This is frozen ground, by the way, still frozen. And this is eroded the wood chips away down to the soil. It's exposed soil in the middle there. So most of the flow is going around and past the hugel beds. Some of it is going between this pile of dirt here, which you can see erosion on the edge of. It's not actually a hugel bed, it's just temporary dirt that is going to get put back into the hugel bed. You can see that some of it was removed by the water. So there was not much water coming down the hill, the side of the hill. It really was coming from overflow from the wet meadow. Okay, so that's good to know. So we don't actually have to really worry about, you know, snow melt or rain water flowing down from the apple tree grove right there. This is where we probably need to make some changes, I'm thinking. It's really pretty, huh? Okay, so what's it doing? So it is going between those, up above the upper side of that hugel bed. That's good. Here, like, this is just totally unexpected. This is an actual stream. The lower hugel bed is getting a little bit of water, but there's not, you know, they're not retaining water in the way that I hoped that they would do. I think maybe an answer, because they just evaded it, like they went around it. I think if the hugel beds were extended in my direction, like quite a bit, like all the way into here, like they went, you know, between the pawpaw and the mulberry all the way up to here, that would guide a lot of water in to the upper one, maybe spilling over the other side, except it has that curved shape instead of curving away. Okay, and then the lower one could do the same. But let me check out what it does after that. We have this stream that never existed before and will disappear after a day or two. Okay, so this is not, I mean, okay, you can see that it carried, these are all wood chips and, you know, with some various debris, but like mostly wood chips. So that would have been carried down from possibly from quite far up, like maybe up where that second pawpaw tree is. Did not plan for this. Like, this is not, there's no, it wouldn't be too, so maybe extending the hugel beds over to divert this stream. Each hugel bed could like take a portion of it, something like that. You're loving this, huh? Dry, and just this corner would have had, you know, water flowing by it and causing more erosion. So just to complete the water flow circuit, I don't know, water flow. That's not a circuit here. So there's water, you can see this ice here, but we're talking about flow, and that's all coming off the wet meadow overflow. So that comes down into here, and let's just see what happens. You can see that parking lot has stayed quite dry. It's the ditch on the side, the overflow. And as far as I can tell, that's where it stops. So I actually have to hop over this. That's how deep it is. I mean, look at that, right? That's, you know, really flowing. It's made all the water, made all the grass, sort of, it's combed the grass, so to speak. So it looks like most of the water has ended up in this. And I'm pretty sure if we get to the end where those pines are, I'm pretty sure what we'll get to is an underground tunnel. Okay, I have to cross to the other side. And I think this underground tunnel goes under the road, and I think it goes to another wet meadow, but I mean, maybe it's a rain garden in the parking lot. I'm just not sure. So still flowing. So that's good. Yeah, this was well planned out. Yeah, and you can see, so this is like super thick stream. Recap really quickly. So overflow from the Wet Meadow stream down through the Fort Forest as shown, and then along the edge of this, you know, not in the parking lot, which is great, on the edge of the parking lot, actual stream. At this point you can see, as designed, it's going through these tubes underneath. Flow, flow, flow. Beautiful. Look at this. Clearly designed for this purpose. It's great over there. Let's follow it down. Now where does that lead? So there's some above ground flow at this point. This water is coming from up there. So somebody maybe, looks like it'll slide off. Criticize somebody's planning. Okay, here's where the grate comes out. So that grate flows down, comes from there, goes under this part of the paved driveway, comes out right here. It looks like it's not blocked. The ice is a little iffy, but it's not blocked. And then here we have more flow, and this is exciting. Let's follow it down. Here's all the hickory trees that were planted. Now this is actually interesting because this water should be going down. Excuse me. Should be going down into there, but it's blocked by the ice. It's actually staying up on the road. At some point, it should probably start trickling down. But here we are. Look at all this. Oh wow! I think it's going down to one of the lower wet meadows. That would be so cool. And rocky stuff. Yeah, this ditch is really, I never knew that it had such an important role to play. Carrying us past all the hickory trees. Nice rocky action there. It's a good idea whenever there's a change in, a sudden change in depth. And you know, right here, the street is like, I don't even want to walk on the edge of the street because there's so much water there. It'll start getting up into my boots. Onyx, however, is quite happy with it, in spite of it being like 35, 40 degrees right now. Jeez. So this is, you know, the week's worth of snow suddenly melting. And there's some light, very light rain. Okay, so serious flow. You see how it's spreading out. There's ice, but it's being allowed to spread out. And then look at it. It's going into Wet Meadow 1. Wow. Onyx, come on. So this water on the road is still kind of stuck on the road. It doesn't have a way of getting off the road, not like, you know, not a... Let's follow that, because that seems like a problem. This is just great. Look at this. Sorry. It spreads out, you know, it's not like a clear path, but it is going in the right direction. And there's a pool. There's a pool over there. You can probably see the pool. Not usually there. It's there because it needs to be there. So the possible, maybe an area for improvement, like this is where it comes off. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's like, it's just making it somehow. You know, going down to that wet meadow part, that's good. Look at this. Some flow continuing in that direction, mostly just washing down the sidewalk. Onyx, come on. Huh? Come on. Washing down the sidewalk, and you know, it kind of makes it in. Not really. It's pooling here. And this is, there's room for improvement, clearly. Hey. Okay, definitely room for improvement here. Look, we're going to walk through this. That's an Onyx demo for us. Yeah, pretty deep pooling. Okay, get through there. Well, that's it. That's the flow. Like, that's where it ends. And well, let's check. Let's check to see if there's any overflow from this, but I kind of doubt it. You know, this is not even at capacity, but it is pretty full. There's a lot of water in here, and the one above it. A little bit of pooling here. Again, that's not from overflow. That's probably just from snow coming from that side. There you go. There you go. Come on. Come on. Pooling, pooling, pooling. That's okay. And then, you know, that looks pretty good. Like, you know, what you're not seeing is like flooding over there, or it doesn't make it over to the houses. You can see it getting close, way over. I don't know if you can see it in the video. Right in the middle right now, you can see it's getting close to the fence. But pretty much, you know, I walked all the way down from, it's where that little street leads to the Wet Meadow III. That's where a lot of the water comes in. And it leads all the way down to here, and like that's where it lands. Well done. Good design. Okay, thank you very much. I will like check out that, but for now, it's a wrap. Just a quick video a few days later. Today's Tuesday the 22nd. We had more snow. We had another melt. So the melt was not as dramatic, and I think happened a little bit more slowly. The Wet Meadow 3 here is full again, not full enough to overflow through the outlet. Whoa, whoa, Onyx, come on, come on, come on, come on. We'll come back. Let's take this video first. Hold on. So I do want to just look at the upstream part of it. So snow melt and probably rain as well does come into this Wet Meadow 3 basin from the surrounding area. It also takes in street water, and I just want to get a quick look at that. So panning around here. We have these future great big cottonwoods. Okay, pretty slushy, pretty deep water here. Onyx will demo for us. Onyx. This grate, of course, leads to the other side and leads to the road. So there's still a lot of snow to melt. But this kind of gives you a sense of where it's coming from. This is all downhill, and it's planned to accept all that water. Okay, another just short add-on at the end, at the tail end, where all the water comes down through the park, you know, close to the front where it borders Packard, Wet Meadow 1 and the annex, which are not as full as they were when I took the earlier video, but are pretty full. So here is, in the bottom here, you can see the overflow for those two. So you can probably see, I don't know if it's obvious, that that's lower, and if those overflowed, okay, sorry, can't do that right now. If they overflow, they would reach in there. We have a different situation right next to it. Okay, that's the sledding hill. So that area, besides that tiny little berm up there, this is largely flat and angled downward, and you can see that we do have an actual stream, again, reaching and flowing into this outlet. You can hear the water, maybe see it flowing there. It's combing the grass again. That's phenomenal. And that's interesting, because there's quite a difference between this grassy area and the way it's managing the water. Mostly just, you know, spreading out, but still pooling and flowing down into the sewer outlet, which of course goes right into Mallet Creek. And then right next to it, there's another outlet which I believe was designed to take the overflow from Wet Meadow 1 here, and it's not actually active right now. It would only be active if it was completely overflowing. That's just worth noting. But main goal here was just to get the tail end of that and show that there is a overflow sort of design built into it where it could re-enter the city stormwater system. City? County? Not sure how that works. Okay, that's all.